The galaxy's most feared species found their match. For over 1,000 cycles, the Dravari Dominion had ruled the galactic core with talons of fire and teeth of void. Their obsidian armor shimmered like dying stars. Their ships tore through space like predators let loose on prey. Civilizations knelt or burned. No diplomacy, no compromise, only subjugation or extinction. From the marble towers of the Lutheri to the oceanic spheres of the Velmari, all bowed to the Dravari. And yet, when they reached the Sol fringe, everything changed. The first reports were dismissed as sensor errors. A single scout frigate, Dravari-class Harrowfang, had gone dark in orbit of a small, blue-green world. The planet's technology was primitive. No orbital defenses, no starships, no known interstellar broadcasts. The mission should have been routine: atmospheric entry, cultural scan, planetary broadcast of surrender terms, submission. Instead, silence. So they sent a cruiser, the Tlaran Dreadmist, crewed by over 5,000 soldiers and 2 void-born seers. It disappeared in the same orbit. Now, alarmed, the Dravari High Conclave dispatched a fleet, 60 warships, 2 flagships, and a mind flare beacon. Their goal, total sterilization. Whatever infestation dared to resist them would be wiped from existence, and the name of their world forgotten in the ash. Admiral Craxel, known across the stars as a ruin, watched Earth grow large in the viewport as flagship. Shriek of the end. His mandibles clicked in anticipation. Commence scan. The response came not from his crew, but from the planet. A voice, calm, deliberate, and entirely in Dravari language, broadcast into every comm channel. "We've been watching you two." It took a full 7 seconds for the bridge to process the message. Origin of transmission? Craxel hissed. His communications officer, a 6-limbed wretch servant, trembled. Unknown. It didn't come from the planet. It's everywhere. And then the fleet began to die. The first to fall was Void's Fong. One moment, it floated serenely in geosynchronous orbit. The next, it split cleanly in half, a silent flash of light bisecting its hull as if reality itself had glitched. No explosion, just separation. Craxel barked for evasive formations. Fighters launched. Destroyers repositioned. Energy shields flared to full. But it made no difference. From the shadow of Earth's moon, they emerged. Not ships, at least not in the traditional sense. They were black objects, roughly spherical, seemingly forged of shifting liquid metal. They moved without propulsion, accelerated without inertia. The Dravari weapons fired on them. Plasma lances, singularity warheads, neutron flares. All failed. One of the Dravari flagships, Grief of Eons, was consumed mid-broadcast. A sphere simply hovered near its bridge before a wave of distortion swept through the vessel. When the distortion faded, the crew was gone, every one of them. No bodies, no damage, just empty hulls. The Dravari panicked. These entities didn't communicate. They didn't demand. They simply removed. The tide had turned. Craxel ordered retreat. Only 9 ships made it into hyperspace, and of those, 3 disintegrated mid-jump, never reappearing. The shriek of the end limped back to the Dravari homeworld, hull scorched, engines failing. Craxel himself had lost half his face to some invisible force that had torn through the bridge in a flash of light. He emerged before the High Conclave, the most feared being in the known galaxy, and knelt. "We have made a mistake," he rasped through a mangled voice box. "They are not what we thought." "Explain," hissed the Prime Talon. "They are not a young race. They are not prey. They are watchers. They let us come close. And when we cross some line we cannot see, they showed their teeth." The High Conclave convened a shadow protocol, an ancient order reserved only for existential threats. A second, even larger fleet was assembled. This one included World Reapers, vessels capable of planetary annihilation. But Earth had changed. By the time the second fleet arrived, Earth was surrounded. Dozens of those black spheres now floated in perfect orbit around the planet. They did nothing, just observed. Admiral Zyrex, a brute of unmatched cruelty, issued a final demand. "This is your last warning, species of soul. Submit or be erased." The reply came as a data packet, a single image, a spiral of DNA, Dravari DNA, only altered beneath it in ancient Dravari script. We corrected your flaws. You were not ready. That message was followed by internal failures across the fleet, not explosions, corruption. The artificial intelligences turned against their masters. Hull plating crumbled as if aged by millennia. Entire crews aged to dust in seconds. Only one vessel survived long enough to escape, and even it was disabled before it could reach hyperspace. A human voice, female, young, calm, spoke into their comms. You feared nothing because you believed yourself superior. But you are not the first apex, not the first conquerors. We were content to sleep, to let the galaxy evolve. But you pushed. Now you've seen the edge. The Dravari, once conquerors, had found their limit, and still, Earth did not retaliate. No invasion, no chase, only silence. Galactic civilization took notice. The Velmari sent emissaries in secret, seeking knowledge, offering peace. No reply. The Luthari burned their Dravari tribute worlds in fear, hoping to appease the silent watchers. Pirate guilds disbanded overnight. The Dravari fell into civil war. Entire sectors seceded, blaming the High Conclave for awakening the sleeping force. The Conclave itself fractured. Assassinations, uprisings, implosions. Their species, once united in conquest, now fractured under dread. And still, Earth remained quiet. Whispers spread across the galaxy. Humans, they were called, primitive, perhaps an outward tech, but impossibly advanced in other ways. Some claimed they had master dimensions. Others believed they were post-biological, minds housed in machines indistinguishable from thought. Some even said they were not native to Earth, that they had arrived there long ago after burning their true behind them. Truth didn't matter. What mattered was this: a line had been drawn. The galaxy now had a boundary no empire dared cross. A single blue-green world at the edge of a spiral arm. No flags, no fleet, just watchers, and the memory of annihilation. Centuries passed. The Dravari became a myth of their own downfall. Children of a dozen worlds were told bedtime warnings. Don't fly too far. Don't poke the stars near Sol. Don't wake the sleepers. But one day, a child, bright, curious, and reckless, asked the forbidden, "Why didn't they destroy us?" The elder answered with eyes full of the fear time could not erase. Because they are not conquerors like we were. They don't kill for power. They wait. They study. And if you become interesting enough to be a threat, they don't destroy you. They make sure you can never threaten again. Somewhere beyond the black, behind a veil no telescope could pierce, Earth watched. Silent, unmoving, waiting.